and Vugu Nayosi means Black Power in Kiswahili, Black Revolutionary now. Just want to bring you this video on this Negro named Ben Carson. He's a Trump supporter. He supports the republic-KKKlan party. This is what he said, and I quote, "Slavery was not a big deal." Yes, he's the same Negro who also said slavery or slaves was like immigrants and they work for a little bit of money. This is what this Negro said. Check out this video and we will come back and discuss
Interestingly enough,
it.
you look back to the beginnings of this country and our founders, a lot of people are trying to denigrate them now, saying that they were horrible people, maybe because some of them had slaves, and that America is a horrible place because we had slavery. People who say stuff like that obviously don't have a good grasp on world history, because every society has had to deal with slavery. And there are more slaves in the world today than there have ever been at any point in time. You look at human trafficking and sexual slavery, and we ought to be concerned about what's going on now, not what happened 200 years ago. And if there's anything unique about the United States, if there's anything unique about the United States and slavery, it's that we had so many people who were vehemently opposed to it that we fought a bloody civil war to get rid of the evil institution. And that's what we should teach our children. Our history is nothing to be ashamed of. There's good, there's bad, and there's ugly, as there is in every society inhabited by human beings.
Wow.
Which is why we need a savior.
Just imagine that. In 2024, we have Negroes like him saying slavery was not a big deal. We shouldn't be surprised because we know Negroes like this goes back to the plantation. There was something called mandatoris manumission, where, and this was in 1710 or 1711, where slave masters, white slave masters, used to reward their slaves for doing things to benefit them. For example, so if a slave save a slave master life, he will be rewarded. If a slave snitch on a rebellion or insurrection, he will be rewarded. Or if a slave invented something that a slave master could use, he will be rewarded. So when you look in 2024 today, you have Negroes who is still being rewarded by white supremacists to do things to benefit their system, their corrupt system. So when they put a clown shoe and a clown nose and a clown outfit on Ben Carson to go out and give them red meat, meaning say the things that they hear, because you notice how they clapping when he said that, because they like to hear a Negro say stuff like that, right? They love it. He's 72 years old. He know better. He's a neurosurgeon. He's smart enough to know the difference, but these Negroes are so far gone and very dangerous, I mind you. Very dangerous, because these are some of the people, I mean, our young generation look up to, and they aspire to be. That's what makes it so dangerous. So when you look at this brother, or I should say this Negro, who said slavery was not a big deal, and compare slavery to everybody else slavery, I could go on for a year on the difference on our Holocaust, or I should say Mahafa, which means Holocaust in Swahili, right? The Mahafa, that is the biggest, most evil Holocaust that ever take place on the planet. So I'll probably give you 3 examples that never happened. So when I hear people talk about, oh yeah, well, other people was enslaved, whatever, I'll give you 3. 1, show me a people who was so-called enslaved, was beaten or killed for speaking their language. Show me a group of people who was beaten or killed for saying their real names or speaking their name. Show me a group of people who was castrated each time they were lynched. Show me a people where white people used to go and have a picnic, right? That's where the word pick a nigger came right out of where we hear picnic today. This is say pick a nigger, where when they kill or lynch the slave, they used to cut off the body parts and put it in jars to have it as a souvenir, right? And when you look at the Confederate States, okay, or down south, they used to put those body parts of slaves on their front business, so when people walking by, they could actually see body parts of a slave that was lynched. Show me a people on the planet who that happened to. So yeah, we could go into Jim Crow and redlining, and all these things, whatever. Okay, but I want to say one more thing. He said something about that slavery wasn't that bad or whatever, but yet in the same breath, he said they fought the Civil War to get rid of the evil of slavery. So this doctor said slavery wasn't that bad, but yet too, right in the same breath, he said the Civil War was fought to get rid of the evil of slavery. Wow. Talk about a contradiction. And he's supposed to be a doctor. So just want to bring you this video on this Negro who is very dangerous to our people, who say outrageous things like this. Oh yeah, just one more thing. Go get a book called Without Sanctuary. This is a book on the lynching of black people in America. Good book, very educational, and show you the difference on how you can even compare the slavery that happened to us, the other group of people. That's an insult, and not only to me, but to our ancestors and our great freedom fighters who fought against slavery. Peace and Black Power, Black Revolutionary Now.